Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna finish up the door. It's been a couple of videos coming, so we're gonna get all that done today. One of the first things we're gonna have to do is take the patch, clean all the nasty stuff off the back, all the old sound deadening and all of that. Get rid of all that on the back, then start doing some hammer and dolly work, clean up the front a little bit as well. Get it to about 90-ish%, so we can match it up to the original door and get it marked out so we can cut that hole and get ready for putting the new panel in and getting it welded up. Alright, so we got the door panel all cleaned up. We got all of the factory sound deadening off of this side and cleaned up most of the leftover Bondo and some of the paint off of this side here. As you can see now, there's a lot. You can really see all the issues over in this side that are a lot easier to fix though than what's on the original door. And there's still some little ripples and dings over here. You can see them on the back a little bit too if you get the reflection right. Let's see if I can get it to do what I need it to do. But we'll also come along here and we'll fix this kind of lip that we got here and do a lot more hammer and dolly work on all this. We'll make it all fit, get it all looking nice here. Clean up these two guys where they filled in the old holes. We'll clean those up really nice. Then we'll take it over to the original door, make sure the shape matches. Generally, check it with our body bucks that we made a while ago. And if that's all good, then we'll transfer this shape over to the new door, cut the new door, and then start welding this one in. So, let's get going on the hammer and dolly work. So we've got the patch panel to about 90%. There's still, as you can see, there's still a couple little dents and dings in it, but it's about 90% there. A lot of the little stuff is out, or the big stuff is out, and it looks a heck of a lot better than it did, and way better than the door that's underneath it. So as you can see here, it's clamped. It's clamped onto the door here. So we're gonna come up, we're gonna trace along here, get our edge, get all that marked out. You know, hold this flat while we do it so we get as close as possible. And then once we trace it all out, actually we'll give it a first trace here, just a real quick one, so we can clean up that edge. So it's all nice and clean. Then we'll trace it for real and cut it. That way it's not all flopping around while we're trying to clean it before we weld it. So we'll do a quick trace, clean everything up with some flap discs, get it all cleaned up, make it look as good as it can, and then we'll cut and do any door repair. So some of this area here is still going to need some work. Some of this down here, we can get at it. We're going to do some work down here. But now that we're going to have access from a big hole here, definitely going to clean up a lot of this. You can see there's a lot of damage here that we're going to try and work on, make this look a lot better. I'll have to take my hinges off to get at some of these areas, but we'll keep it moving forward, and it's getting there. Alright, so we got the door cut apart. There's still a little bit left on the original flap here that we're going to get off with the spot weld drill bit. One little spot weld to cut, and then the rest all this should come off. And then we're going to investigate kind of repairing this whole section. I didn't realize how bad it was till I got the door off. Repairing this whole section with just another donor piece from the other door. It's in better shape. You don't really see this part, but I know it'll be better if I take the time to fix it right. So I'll probably have to go ahead and do that, and then I'll be able to work on fixing the frame and everything on the inside as well. So let's get this spot weld off and then keep moving forward. Ooh, hot. There we go. We're all off now. And it's all clean. Alright, so after some deliberation and cutting off the other panel, I've decided that it's just too messed up over here to try and fix when the other door has got a really good section. So we're gonna pretty much come down about an inch, draw a line across, cut it across, come a little bit further out from these hinges, cut down straight out, get this whole section that's all damaged, get all that out, and then put a clean piece in there as well. So that way everything is as clean as it can be, and we're not fighting all of the damage that's left. So we're gonna work on finding all the spot welds here. There's some more spot welds we've got to drill out that attach the main frame in here. So just like we did before, get our sandpaper. There we go. So you see there's just too much damage from that door opened all the way up. So this will give us a nice clean section here. Good spot to weld to. We can pull this out, make it flat pretty easy. Just like that. Actually pretty much just do it right there with the screwdriver. Bring that back out. But we'll transfer that over, do the same thing with the spot welds, and we'll be good to go. one of the reasons I didn't want to use this door, it's a lot rustier than the other door is. So I could get some good areas of clean, dent-free panels that just have a little bit of rust on them. I would rather do that than try to fix all of the rust issues and all this hidden rot here that I wouldn't be able to see or get to, which is something I didn't want to deal with. So doing it, that's why I didn't want to just fix this door, the little spots of this door that I knew were bad. And that's why I'm still working to fix the original door, because the original door doesn't have any rust issues. It just had some body damage. But with this panel and the other panel we've cut off now, we shouldn't have any problem getting the rest of the door fixed up. And we'll get moving now on matching this to the right size, getting it fixed up a little bit, and then cutting this down and welding it in. All right, so we've got the doors cut apart. Obviously, this new piece is this bent up piece is cut out. The new piece is cut for it. What we're gonna do now is work on fixing a lot of this, bringing this back into shape, and then making sure these is all right where it's supposed to be. Same here. Make sure they're right where they need to be, and then we'll work on cleaning up these edges just like we did with the other piece. We'll clean up all along here, file all this down. We'll hit all this with some weld through primer, just to keep it from rusting like that other door did, the one we cut the patch off of. This we don't want. This is still fairly rust free in here, thankfully. So we're gonna aim to keep it that way. But I'm just gonna get to work here with these are with the parallel jaw pliers here. So I'm just gonna kind of work to pull some of these out, use it to even out the metal here, just like that. See there, it's already coming even. So it's gotten a lot better. You can see here, but there's still a bit of a wrinkle here that may not come out. It may have gotten too stretched for what we want. But I'll get the hammer and dolly, and I'll kind of give this some good taps here. And, see what we can do. It's pretty flat this way, which is good. So there's still some issues down at the hinge area, but those got repaired pretty well. The door hangs nice. It squares up to the hole, which is important, which is also why I wanted to keep this door. The frame matches the hole, and as these are semi-hand built cars, you know, they are factory line, but they're also semi-hand built, so there's a little bit of customization and variation you have to do whenever you swap from one car to the other. So keeping this frame, I think, will help us a lot in the long run once we get everything put back together and see how we end up. But I'm making my hammer and dolly for this and see what we can make it look like. Hey guys, here working on the door. As you can see, it's already pretty much tacked together. I lost some of my footage of doing the tack process, so we're not gonna see any of that. But we're gonna jump in when I'm stitching everything together. The way I was able to do this, I got the door lined up really nice. I marked all the edges for the patch with a Sharpie. Came back with a little Dremel cutoff wheel. Cut everything nice and flush, filed it smooth, checked it a couple times, made sure it fit, and then I went all the way around the door panel with these little guys. They're little squares with a tab inside and a little rod, like that. You just slot them into your gap because they're the right width for tigging or migging. You slot them into the gap and use the rod on the back, tighten the nut down, and it'll hold your panels together in place and get you a nice, pretty even spread. I still have a little bit of shrinkage here, not so much here, and not so much here. This one's a little easier to deal with. I can get it from the back a lot easier than if it was here, like in this area, or in this area over here. So I'm gonna keep working, maybe give these a little taps from the back, but I'm just gonna start stitching this up. And get to work on it. All right. So one of the things that happens when you're welding, especially TIG or gas, a little bit with MIG, not as much. So if you saw at the beginning, this gap here was pretty big, and when I was tacking it, it was the same width as that, as this piece here. Let me pull it up here. So that gap used to be that big, and as I've been welding on it, it's sucked up, which is fine because it's not overlapping, it's not creating a pucker or anything yet, so it's okay. Because metal does move and grow as you heat it up and apply heat to it. And with the TIG, I'm trying to keep my heat zone pretty small here. You can see it's only about a 1/2 inch wide around the weld. It could be smaller if I was better at TIG, but I'm still learning. But we're starting to stitch our way around now, and the door, the skin is pretty much locked in place now. It's not really going to move. It's still going to grow and shrink and stretch, and I've made a pretty. It's getting lower here as I'm going. You can feel it, and you can really see it too when I put this across it here. So you can see the gap here that we're working with. So that's all going to have to get hammered out once I'm done. It'll all get cleaned up, out and around. I'll grind it all down, make it look smooth on this side, make it look really good on the back. I'll hammer this up. The rest of these areas, this curve here is staying really nice. It's holding its shape. This down here is holding its shape really well. It's gonna need a little work. It's still kind of warped in this corner. Up the body, work that a little more. Over here, staying pretty good. There's a little pucker here where it's sucked down. But overall, it's doing a pretty good job. So I'm just gonna keep working away. All right. So we got the seam welded all the way around. Shop lights are a little harsh up top, but we are all welded. It looks really good. So now I'm going to be working on folding the edge over here and getting that look nice, and then we're going to have to put a couple of tacks there where the spot welds used to be. Hope you guys really liked the video. It was a lot of fun working on this door, getting it done. Sorry it took so long to get this video out. I've had a lot going on, but I'm working on getting these videos going up at a much quicker rate from now on. In the next video, we're going to work on smoothing out the welds, making it look a lot better, and a couple other things. Keep an eye out for that.
If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment if you saw something you would have done differently. If you have any questions, I'll do my best to get back to those. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't done that yet. It really helps us out. And anyways, we'll follow us on Foggy Designs on Instagram at Foggy Designs, and we'll go from there. Thanks. Bye.